Okay, we're rolling it back to the Apex. These are my favorite weeks. Obviously, there's no expectations when it comes to big fights or standout performances. You just get in here and ball. And I really like that about the Apex. So I just wanted to give that little note. I don't know why I've been thinking about it this week, but glad I got that off my chest. Actually, I wanted to make a note that I think the first handful of these are going straight to decision. So let me just get that off the bat. So to get into the first fight, we got Tisha Pennington and Luana Pinheiro. I don't even know if I said that right, and I feel bad because she might be very, very talented, but from what I've seen, has not been the most talented. And Tisha, yeesh, it's not the greatest look, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a dog upset here. Not gonna lie, but I will go ahead and go with Tisha Pennington, regretfully, probably. All right, second fight we got Hyun Sung Park and Carlos Hernandez. This one probably not going to be the best. I think another decision right here. The other guys, the one guy's undefeated, the other guy's just mid at best. So hopefully the undefeated guy wins, so we can see somebody that's another top performer in the division. I mean, this is flyweight, so everybody is equipped with all the skills in that package. We'll just see if he's able to use them and get the W. I don't know. Going into the next one, you got Elise Reed and Denise Gomez. Now, this one, I think a big upset is possible here because Denise Gomez is not really that great in my opinion, but also Elise Reed is not the best, but I don't think I've seen the worst performances out of her. I could be wrong. This may be her way out. And if I'm wrong here, sorry, but stay away from this. It's going to decision, though, if you want to know anything. Coming into the next one, you got Luana Santos, who, if you actually remember, stepped up on short notice a while back, lost, and then all of her hype disappeared. So that was pretty unfortunate for her, but it is what it is. So she's going to come back and get a W. I'm actually very confident about this one because I do think she's very good. It was just a short notice thing. She didn't get to have a full camp, develop a game plan, whatever you want to say, yada, 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 yada. So, Luana Santos, first, the opponent that I didn't even name because Miss Tayanara Lisbo hasn't been in the organization for a little bit. So, I don't know who she is. We'll get to find out. But Luana should go ahead and get this dub. Okay, we got Mr. Valet. I know that's wrong. We got Mr. Valet and Connor Matthews. This one I'm unsure about. Probably decision because Valet is not somebody that I remember particularly from the Contender Series, and he has like the name and the region that he's from with Cuba. I would remember somebody like this, but I don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and say it goes to decision. Connor Matthews. Make it interesting. If Valet gets the dub, cool. Okay. Now you got Jared Gordon and Thiago Moises. Now Thiago Moises is somebody that I think performed very, very well in the matches that he's lost. But when it comes to the matches that he's won, I feel like he's not doing the best work that I've seen. Maybe it just takes him fighting against, a war machine to bring it out of him. And if he doesn't, he'll skate by kind of deal. But as of right now, I would like to believe Thiago Moises would get this one done. Jared Gordon, though, some people say he beat Patty. Some people say Patty was injured. Some people will say Jared Gordon's not that good. I don't really know. I wasn't there for any of that. I've seen him fight once, I think, but I don't really remember as a standout performer. Does have a pretty interesting backstory. So that that makes him an interesting character in the game. At least it's somebody that I would definitely root for if I was gonna ride on the hype that Patty lost that match. But Thiago Moises, we're gonna go ahead and take you, even though I think it is shaky. I think it is shaky. Now Gabe Green and Mateus Camilo. These guys, I'm pretty sure this is a little short notice. I could be very wrong about that, but I want to say this one does not go to decision. It's the featured prelim bout. They're going to have a banger here. This is the spot that they want. This is the fight that they believe is going to get the job done for the crowd. So, the Apex crowd, that is. So, yeah. Fight not to go the distance. Juliana Rosa and Melly Costa. Now, this one is going to be fun because the grappling should be on point, but they may stand and strike with each other because they can both grapple. But Melly's striking is not what I've wanted it to be in the past, but I don't believe I've really thought Erosa is that good. He's had a couple wins that I've been like, oof, that's kind of interesting scenarios. I mean, whatever. With Darren Elkins, that fucking crazy, that dude was just drunk or something going into the cage. And then, you had the Christian Rodriguez submission, whatever. I'm going to go with my boy Melly because I've been riding with him from the beginning. Okay, now coming into the next one, you got Dustin Stoltzfus and then Nursultan Ruzaboev. Check me on the names right there. I think I fucking nailed that shit. But either way, you got Dustin, who's a legit brawler. He'll come in there and he'll fucking slug and he'll get knocked out or he'll get somebody knocked out. Then you got Ruzaboev on the other hand, who's a very rangy striker. He is very powerful when he does land, and according to his background, he does have a lot of submissions and he does have grappling in his back. The grappling that I saw against Buckley wasn't that great. And Buckley is very, very good now that we see, but at the time I was still questioning if Ruziboev had the grappling to compete at this level. But it was a big jump at the time. So rightfully he lost, but this one he should get it done. Okay, Myron Santos, Sodiq Yusuff. Now he's coming back after a finish from Diego Lopez, and that was brutal at the time because Super Sodiq was somebody that I thought was, a threat to Diego. So for me to think or say that he's not a threat to Myron is pretty crazy because I've seen Myron get touched up by way lesser of competition. This is a huge step in competition. And Super Sadiq is kind of being doubted here. I do love Myron. I do love the backstory. I do love him from Tough. Am I going to watch him get finished today or Saturday? I don't know. It's going to be tough. Now you got the co-main event, Paul Craig, Rodolfo Bellato. This one is going to be another one that is just straight to the finish. Hopefully these boys get it done quick because we don't want to be sitting here all night watching Paul Craig dance around a lifeless body like he was doing with Bo Nickel. So this one should be a finish. I don't care who does it. Just bet someone to get the finish because it should be low-key a banger. I know you guys maybe think that I don't like Paul Craig because of that. I think with the right opponent, he's very impressive. He can be very, very exciting. He does get beat up a lot, but it is sometimes exhilarating to watch that, especially with the Kaio performance. I mean, that was a very fun fight, even if he got finished. This one right here, we'll see if he gets finished again. No hate to Paul Craig. And then you got the main event, Michael Morales and Gilbert Burns. Now, these boys, I don't know what they're going to do. This one's going to be very interesting to see what the game plan is going to be. If Gilbert Burns is planning to stick around, he's going to have something ready to go to knock Michael Morales off this win streak. Undefeated, target on his back. It's always going to be sketchy if it goes to decision, but this dude doesn't go to decision. So, Gilbert Burns, you might want to figure out what you're going to do, see if you can skate by, but I don't know if that's going to be possible because an early victory for Michael Morales is probably likely. So just make sure on Saturday, when the fights are going, you got me in the background because I'm going to be letting you know all the spicy information, letting you know, break down each detail that you need to know. Because then on Monday, we're going to go over the fights that we watch on Saturday, and then we're going to go talk about the fights that are going to happen on the following Saturday. So, with that being said, make sure you're on this channel Saturdays, Mondays. Keep those dates in mind.